What is fame? Everyone at some point in their life dreams of becoming famous. One of the most popular ways in the 21st century to seek fame and fortune is through being in a band. I have since discovered the music industry, however, is one of the hardest industries to break in the Western world. I chose to follow a band for a year to see the ups and downs and to see how hard it really is to take a gamble and try and make it in the music industry. The band is Eryka. They hail from Scotland and have been trying to cement themselves in this dog-eat-dog industry for the past 2 years.
You always said that you were a victim, but you always sell your soul to the man with the money. You always said that you were addicted, yet you always wanted more than anyone could ever give you. Get in, get out, get into the real world. Get out, get in, get out of your own world. You always felt like you were afflicted, but the world don't seem to stop. Place your bets red, black and 50-50. Did you ever try to be honest? Did it ever cross your mind that someone here could stand up and notice?
I met up with Margaret Thompson, owner of Maggie Mays, in her venue in Glasgow to get her perspective on the music industry. Margaret is a venue owner, promoter and sister of influential Scottish producer and songwriter John McLaughlin, who's written numerous #1 hits for acts like Westlife, Five, Busted and most recently Scottish songstress Sandy Tom.
My name is Margaret Thompson. I'm the owner of Maggie Mays in Glasgow. Well, I think Scottish bands, there's a definite surroundings, music awareness with Scottish bands. Franz Ferdinand, Fratellis, I mean, they are very much in hype at the moment, but unfortunately I'm going to have to say this against my better judgment, but yeah, I think they still have to go to London. I think there's people like John McLaughlin, the mixing rooms, who want to keep the material in Glasgow, in Scotland, but unfortunately to get the bigger record deals, to work with the bigger producers, I think it really, at the end of the day, you're going to end up in London at some point in your career. I think massively. I think they grew. I think they matured. I think they got a bit of a shock at how great the surroundings were. I think the PR surrounding it with the Apple Store itself, it's like world renowned for its logo, its brand, and to be a part of that. I mean, none of the other bigger bands, Fratellis, Franz Ferdinand, they can't even get a gig in Apple Store. I very much like Eryka. Unfortunately, for us, myself personally, I wanted to go down a management route, just with my business and my personal life. That didn't happen. I see Eryka being a name that people are going to know, maybe not next year, but definitely within the next couple of years. They work very hard, they've got a distinctive sound. Ryan just commands the stage when he goes on, and they've got a really tight set. I think they just need a wee bit more direction. But Eryka's definitely, they're going places, and it's going to be a name that people know within the next couple of years.
So let them in. So let them in. So let them in.
I managed to track down John Clark. John was 1/3 of Scottish export Biss throughout the 90s who were signed to the Beastie Boys record label. He now owns a top Scottish studio, runs a small independent record label, and has remixed some of pop music's finest artists. He has featured on #1 singles from Justin Timberlake, Mika, Scissor Sisters, Killers and Groove Armada under the guise of Linus Lugs. I caught up with him in a studio in Glasgow.
I've worked with lots of folk over the years in my studio. It was called 7A, where we worked with bands like Arab Strap, the Rosillos, Pete Bog Fairies and people like that. I've also done a lot of remix work for folk such as Justin Timberlake, Scissor Sisters and Mika. I think the music industry at the moment, in terms of Scottish music, I think, well, I mean, it seems to go, in my view, in sort of 8 or 9 year cycles of what's kind of popular coming out of Scotland. I mean, at the time when we got signed, it was 1996. At that time there was lots of Glasgow music getting noticed, and a lot of bands were getting signed as well. And then, you know, skip forward from 96, you've got you had Franz Ferdinand and Sons and Daughters and bands like that just, you know, getting picked up. So at the moment it feels like, it depends who you speak to, but there seems to be a bit of a recession on or whatever at the moment, and you know, it seems to be a tricky thing at the moment to get signed or to get even noticed. Things like MySpace obviously have kind of taken over in terms of you know, the role that A&R plays, because, you know, you can just kind of pick up 10,000 fans and then suddenly you're signable. It would seem. Yes, I'm familiar with the band Eryka, and I went to see them at the Apple Store where they did a cracking gig. I think it's a kind of I see a band like Eryka as being, you know, very signable just in the fact that they've kind of got performance and they've got a level of tightness that, you know, it's like kind of a lot of bands might not have. Unfortunately, the case being that it doesn't really matter how tight you are. Sometimes it just depends on what you look like, or, you know, or what kind of hair you've got.
This is my life. It's not what it was before. All these feelings I've shared, and these are my dreams that I've never lived before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be sleeping. Said before, I think I'm doing okay. This is the smile I've never shown before. Somebody shake me, 'cause I must be sleeping.